Um, as God lives before whom I stand, I send forth my word into the earth, and I declare this. I declare that on today, November 8th, this day of elections, here in the United States of America, which is founded upon millions of acres of land um, that was taken under treaties, peace treaties that were never honored. Um, on this day of elections here in the United States of America, founded on hundreds of countless ignored, broken peace treaties, I declare that I did register to vote. I declare that I am a registered voter in my district in Fairfield County in Lancaster, Ohio. And I declare that on this election day, I am casting my vote solely and only with the God of my ancestors who called to Samuel in his sleep and told him, "This is what you will say to the people. It was never my intent for you to have a king over you like other nations do. You have rejected me almost constantly from day one. Since you have asked me for a king, I will give you one. And when you cry out to me because he has taken away your sons and your daughters, I will not answer you." The God of my ancestors who made that statement, I place my vote, my ballot with you and only you today on this day of November 8th, 2022. And I really don't have to make a record of this by video and on it, but I'm just choosing to publicly acknowledge you because you matter to me, and I'm still looking for the true connection with you and not the fraud that I've seen in so many places in so many ways. You, the God of my ancestors, who spoke to my ancestors saying, "My people are a foolish people who have never known me. I never asked your forefathers for a sacrifice in the desert. What I asked was for you to judge thoroughly and fairly between one man and another and to plead the cause of the widow and the fatherless children. I never asked you to sacrifice your sons and your daughters, and because you have done this thing, instead of the valley of the son of Hinnom, you will call it the valley of slaughter, and you will bury until there is no more room left to bury. The God of my ancestors who made that statement, I cast my vote with you on this November 8th ballot. The God of my ancestors who stated in the book of Yirmiyahu, chapter 8, verse 8, who stated, "The lying pen of the scribe works falsehood. You say you are wise, and you have the law of the Lord, but the lying pen of the scribe works falsehood." You, the God of my ancestors who made that statement, I cast my vote, my ballot with you and only with you on this election day, November 8th of 2022. My vote is with you, not with any of these people. And I see you as someone who might be my last hope, my only hope. I have spent almost 8 years with no real access to correct specific things that have been wrong and nightmarish in my life and also in the lives of my stolen children. You know, at no point in my entire 37 years of being alive has any person of any race ever come to me and said the words, "What happened?" or "What's wrong?" when there's a problem with another person. I don't even, like, literally no one. You know, it's like you have access to the truth and to the records about everything that has happened in my life from the moment I was born. I don't have to explain. You have access to all of that. And in my 37 years of being alive, I have never, ever at any point known what it is to have any person of any gender or any race or any faith come to me and say, "Hey, I heard about XYZ problem or issue. What happened? What's your side of things? What's going on?" At no point has any person ever done that in regard to a legal issue or an interpersonal issue. And even when my health, my livelihood, or the safety of my children was at stake, even then, no one ever did. I know the truth about what's happened to so many other women, you know, so many other Indigenous women and non-Indigenous women. I know the truth about what's been happening to a lot of men, and why I feel like I have a firm grasp of what you've been trying to do and why. And with that said, if you accept my vote in favor of you and not in favor of these elected officials on stolen land under false peace treaties, you know, if you accept my vote for you and not for them, because I don't care what race they are, I don't care what color they are. I just know that the types of issues legal issues and personal issues I faced, they're not the answer to that. You know, I'm voting for you. And if you accept my vote, if you can hear me, you know, I've been trying to make sure that I'm communicating with you clearly and effectively. I've been trying to do that for like maybe 13 or 14 years now. Yeah, and I'm still working on it now. I want to be sure, I don't want to assume. And I ask that you please grant me clear, concise signs from heaven publicly in front of others and publicly in front of my family members who have done wrong by me and helped to keep me out of my children's lives. And, you know, if you accept my vote, I ask that you please give signs from heaven publicly and privately that you accept my vote and that you will be the authority and the head chief in charge in regard to advocating for what's right, what's just, and what's in my best interest and in the best interest of my children. If you accept and you intend to do what's right, what's in my best interest and the best interest of my children, please send your publicly visible, blatantly obvious confirmation that cannot be counterfeited before my family and the public to see. And I'm asking you to do a public display of response. I'm asking you this because what I've learned from attending support groups for women of color, what I've learned is that people, especially Black people, a lot of us tend to get targeted a lot because other people know that we are alone. Other people know that no one, in most cases, for most of us, no one is going to speak up for us when there is a problem. No one's going to speak up for us in most cases when something is done illegally or abusively, or if there's exaggerating, ostracism, financial oppression, social oppression, whatever. Most people know nobody's going to say anything. They know we're essentially alone most of the time. That's the root of a lot of the problems for Black people, especially Black women. And I am not blessed enough to be a part of a group or a family that would come to my defense. You know, on rare occasions, I might meet a rare few people who maybe might do a little bare minimum stuff if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, you know, and by bare minimum, I mean no resolution to the problem, but at least I'm not left homeless, and at least I don't have, you know, some barbarian trying to kill me over their territorial behavior. You know, that's what I mean by bare minimum. And I know what I'm saying might sound mean, and I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm the best person to be your follower or to cast my vote with you. But I understand you're not obligated to serve anyone. I understand you're not obligated to deal with any person or group of people if you don't want to. I understand you're not obligated to save any person who doesn't respect you, doesn't give a shit about you, and really don't even fucking care about you beyond what they think you can do for them. I understand that you're not obligated to do that. And even if you were not a deity, it would still be a shitty way to live if you had to live like that, even if you were not a deity. It don't matter if you're the maid, the janitor, or a deity. Overall, that's still a shitty, fucked up way to live. And I know you're not obligated to do that. You're not obligated to be tied to any group of people that don't give a shit about you and don't listen to you. It's like the minute you don't have something to offer, they don't fucking care. I understand how that feels. I've been through that myself. I know what it is to be a highly educated person, and I know what it is to be the maid, the nanny, the caretaker, getting shitted on and disrespected. You know, and so with that said, I am going to wait for your public display of acknowledgement of my vote in favor of you on this election day. And if I don't receive a public confirmation from you so that predatory people will know clearly and concisely that I'm really not by myself, you know, if I don't get that public confirmation, then maybe I might just give up on trying to be clear and concise in attempts to connect with you. And this I declare in the name of your alleged son, your alleged messenger, whose name may or may not be Yeshua, whose name may or may not be Emmanuel, because my own Black people and also Europeans, they've worked together for a long time to twist and distort everything for generations, including names. So I might not even know your real name. I might not know your son's real name. For all I know, I don't know. how you might feel about what I'm trying to say, but um if you're picking up what I'm putting down, and if you accept, on what I'm saying forth to you today, I'm gonna wait for that, at least a couple days, okay? And and I thank you for your time and your effort upon our society, which is nowhere close to being as civilized as what people may think on this planet.